Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're going to take a look at the Scosche freeKey Bluetooth wireless keyboard. This works with a variety of mobile devices, all of course require Bluetooth. I'm going to be showing it to you today with the iPad, but it works with Android devices as well. It sells for $59.99 and it's available directly from the Scosche website. So let's break open the packaging and I'll show you what this is all about now. So inside the box itself, you don't get much other than the keyboard and the recharging cable. There is also an instruction manual which you'll need to read about turning it on and off, as well as recharging it, and of course pairing it with your Bluetooth enabled device, because just like any other Bluetooth device, you do have to pair it. So I'll get it out of the way. It does include a retractable USB charging cable that you use to recharge the battery. It's nice that they give you this type. It's really small, it's really portable. It just goes kind of hand in hand with the overall packaging of the keyboard itself. You could put this in your pocket, in your gear bag. When you need it, pull it out, unravel it, and then recharge the battery, and then retract it back up and put it away for another time. So the keyboard itself, as I mentioned, it's totally flexible. You can roll it up quite small. It doesn't stay rolled up when you do it like this, to put it in your gear bag now, it's going to unravel. However, I found that if you simply roll it up and place a rubber band around it, it stays nice and compact, nice and tight. You can fold it if you'd like to and store it this way in your bag, and it will stay nice and flat like that. You can see it has a port cover on the top. That's where the on-off switch is, as well as the port to plug in the USB cable. When you're not recharging it or not turning it on and off, you can stick this little port cover. It has labels on either side to show you where the power button and the charging port go, and then you can stick that there to cover it. Now, the one thing I found is it doesn't always stick all that well. You kind of have to force it in there. Once you get it seated, it seems to be okay, but it's not the greatest fit. The reason you want to keep that port connected, and I'll show you why in a minute, this keyboard is water resistant. You can spill your coffee, your water, whatever, your Diet Coke, all over the keyboard and it will still work. You can wash it off and it remains totally functional. As far as what's on this side, in addition to the large module, the battery and all that stuff, you have a connect button, which you can see right there. That's what you'll use the first time when it's time to set this up. You will press that to initiate the pairing process, and it has two little LEDs here. One is a status indicator and one is the charging indicator. So when I turn this on, you should see the status indicator light up and it'll let me know that it is connected. It's kind of hard to make out on camera, but hopefully you can see that it is illuminated now, and this lets me know that I turned it on. So the next thing I'll do is I'll grab my iPad 2, which I have right here. I'll put it kind of into portrait mode so you guys can see it, or let's go in landscape mode. That'll probably be best, I think. Let's see as far as the camera goes. Yeah, that seems to be okay. And then I actually have to turn Bluetooth on because I don't have Bluetooth turned on right now. So let me turn it on. Get out of airplane mode, and I'll get into turning my Bluetooth on. So once I do that, it should initiate the pairing process. I'm going to turn the keyboard off and back on just so it knows that it's here. It does it every time. It pairs up automatically. Let's go into the mail application and let's compose a new message, and we'll go down to the subject. And usually what happens is after I start pressing the key a few times, there we go, it automatically connects. So now it's connected and I can start typing on here, and I'm typing right onto the iPad display. Now, it does take a little bit getting used to the silicone kind of keys. They're a little bit smaller than normal keys, maybe about 30 to 40% smaller than a normal size keyboard. So it does take a little getting used to. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but personally, I don't like typing on the iPad's keyboard. I'm just not a great typer when it comes to typing on the iPad. I much prefer using a third-party keyboard like this to do so. And once you start learning kind of the amount of pressure that it takes to put on the keys itself from the freeKey, you get quite proficient with it. It has a full space bar, which is nice, and all of the keys you'd expect from the keyboard. The one thing that it doesn't necessarily have are any iPad specific keys. You can't shut down the iPad or turn it on and off or whatever from this. This is meant for other devices besides the iPad, therefore it doesn't have any of those iPad specific keys. So as I mentioned, one of the nice features about the freeKey is it is water resistant. I'm sure that it's happened to many of you out there sitting at your desk. you're sitting wherever, you knock your soda over, you knock your water over, and bam, you end up with water all over your keyboard. Well, with the freeKey, it's not really an issue. I'm going to mop that up. It's not really an issue. Again, this is fully waterproof. You can get it wet. You can run it under the sink. You can rinse it off. You just want to make sure that probably nothing gets down in this port, and that's why they have that cover here. But it's totally safe to get wet, and it won't be affected in any way. Alright, so I cleaned off the freeKey as best I could and dried off my surface. I want to show it to you one last time. I think it's a pretty cool device. I wish I had it at the No Baggage Challenge at CES in the beginning of the year. It would have been nice to put this in my pocket and carry it around. Again, it rolls up quite small. My only complaint is this kind of finicky port cover doesn't always want to stay down. You kind of have to force it in there and make sure it's lined up perfectly, and then it does, but it's not exactly a perfect fit. The battery life seems good. You can go for a while as far as using it and not recharging it, and it's nice that they include that little portable retractable charger in there as well for when you need it. So I'll put a link to the Scosche website where you can learn more about the freeKey. Again, it's available for $59.99. Check it out. If you have any questions about it, you can always drop me a line. Otherwise, you have a great day.